Okay, so here we are with Magnolia Lane Kit number 1, 3 cards, and they are using the older paper from Stampin' Up! Magnolia Lane, I think it was called. Everything in your kit is done for you as far as the die cutting and embossing. Excuse me, and everything is in your kit. So I am going to begin with card number 1 and move these aside, and let's get started. So your packets are numbered, and okay, this should go quickly. Okay, so when you open it, this piece is for the envelope, and let's see, everything else is here. Okay, so why don't we take all these pieces, put them to the side, and just get the envelope out of the way right away so I don't forget to do that later. Where's my glue? Okay. So I'm just going to use some glue and then scissors. So I like to hold it up like this and then put my paper up against that and make sure I'm completely covered, and then be able to move it around a little bit if I need to in the back. Okay, now we can cut that. You may have a pretty envelope flap. The rest is garbage. Okay, I put that to the side. And now we have our thick basic white card base. And I just realized I left all of the things that I need behind me. I'm going to give that a nice burnish. And then this is slightly smaller. It's about 1/8 of an inch smaller all around. So I'm going to use glue. When I use embossed folders, I always use liquid glue. It is a stronger glue. It gets into those little crevices of the embossing folders, and it just holds better in my opinion. Okay. And the next part is to put this piece right on top. So it's about 1/2 inch up from the bottom and 1/2 inch over from the right side. And I'm going to continue with the liquid glue since it's right in front of me. So 1/2 inch over from the bottom, up from the bottom, and 1/2 inch over from the right side. And then open your packet. Now I did not pre-cut anything, so I'll be cutting here. But first, I want to tie my twine. Tie a bow, and let's put that on the side along with the ribbon. Now we're going to do some stamping. So what you didn't see in the advertisement for this class is the inside. Isn't that nice? Happy birthday, best wishes, nice fancy inside. So this long piece is much longer than what you need. So we're going to measure after we stamp how much we actually need for that, okay? But for now, we'll leave it over there and we'll just work on some stamping. So I used a retired Stampin' Up! Set Cottage Rose for this kit, for this project. Well, for this card anyway. So I used Best Wishes and I used Happy Birthday. Okay. I really love this set, so I never got rid of it as a demonstrator. Okay, so we're going to go with Happy Birthday, and I'm going to be using Early Espresso. Okay. This is Early Espresso on the tags. Look from the bottom. It might be crooked. Oh no, it's okay. I messed that up a little bit, but it's okay. And best wishes on the inside. So let me see about where I put best wishes. Right, a little to the left. It's a little to the left. So we could fit the flower. Okay, there we go. So now we're ready to put this together. So with this went over this like that. So we can adhere that. Actually, I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more. I don't want it to be as wide as that tag. So I'm just going to, I want a nice even cut. So I'm going to take my trimmer and just trim off a little bit. Let's see, do I want to take off some more? I think I want to take off a little bit more too. And I think I want to take off a little bit more. This is about 1 inch wide. I think I want to take off about 1/8 of an inch. And a little bit more here. Just a little. Okay, that should be good. So you can play with that however you like. And now I'm going to adhere that. And I'm not going all the way to the ends because it's just the middle that we really need to stick. Okay, just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to zigzag my ribbon. But before I do that, I'm going to flag the ends. Not flag, just angle them. Now, if this is too crinkly in your bag, you can always take like a hair straightener thing. I forget what you call it. Hot iron, flat iron, or something like that. I have a mini flat iron that I could do that too and kind of straighten it out, like even with twine sometimes when it's too curly. So let's get some tear and tape on here. I'm putting tear and tape because I want it to stick underneath the tag. We're going to zigzag this. So come down here and up about that way. And it may be longer than what you need. So we'll just leave it at that. And then let's just make sure that's gonna look nice on there, and it is. So yeah, and then we'll cut some of that off. And then this will go on top with a glue dot. Slowly bring all my supplies over to this table. I'm redoing my room, so things are a little bit out of sorts. Okay. Glue dot that. Put that on top. It's going to get covered up. And then it looks like I need some tear and tape down there to hold that steady. I'm just putting it underneath, and then I'm going to peel it off. so it sticks. Okay, there we go. All right, let's bring these out. And then this is going to go on top. And I'm going to put dimensionals, a little liquid glue here in the middle, and then dimensionals on both sides. I only put a little glue in the middle just so it'll stick right on top of. I don't need any more dimension here because in the center, because the ribbons provide dimension, the ribbon and the twine. So I don't need to add any more there. And now I will cut down this ribbon and the twine. And there you have it. Okay. Now, next part is to cut these pieces. So we have this little one. And you can, of course, fast forward through my cutting. On the next two videos, I'm going to pre-cut so we can just put it right together. But these are pretty easy cuts. And I just realized I need a little bit more light in here. Okay, there's that one. And that is going to go right about here with some liquid glue. With some liquid glue and then a glue dot, dimensional, over here. That stays just like that. I just realized that I don't have the gems at the moment. I'm going to have to check your packages to make sure you all have the gems. Unless they're down here. Yeah, mine are, my packet is missing the gems. So I will grab some in the meantime and then check your packages to make sure that you have the gems in yours. What happened to that flower? There it is. So here's the flower for the inside. So we want to make this about, let's look at the inside. So what I'm going to do is put it on there. I'm just going to glue it on. And then cut it down. Now I'm going to flag it. I don't know, I call it flagging. I don't know what other people call it. Notching, possibly. Now I'm going to cut that. Make it about the same size. So it's really just eyeballing it. Okay. So your flower may be slightly different. So mine is different on this one than it is on this one. And I'm going to liquid glue the whole thing. Now you could use adhesive here. I'm just using liquid glue because it's in front of me and it's flowing nicely. Usually it gets stuck. And then I'm just going to put that right there like that. Usually it gets clogged. So right now it's running smoothly, so I will continue to use it. Okay. So there is card number 1. The only thing I'm missing are these 3 gems, and I'm hoping they're in your packets, and if not, I will add them. Okay, there you go. Let's move on to card number 2. And I'll move that envelope. So this is card number 2. Okay. So for card number 2, let's take all the elements out. I need to move things around. Here's the piece for the envelope, and then there are the pieces inside. Yeah, it looks like I didn't put gems inside the one for the video. So I'm going to check everyone's packages, but I'm pretty sure it was just for the video that I didn't have them. So I will ensure that they are in your packages. Okay. So here we go. While we're at it, let's just, since I have this, let's just do a little twine, ribbon twine bowing right there. And, oh, goodness. Hold on one second. I guess this is why I marked this as the one for the video, because I'm also missing this ribbon. So I have to check for the ribbon and the gems. Okay, so I have a different ribbon that I'm going to use instead. I'm going to use this one. Okay. This is an old retired ribbon. So let's get this one started. So this piece here. So you have the two flowers too, and then I have to cut these. But this piece goes behind here. This pattern paper goes behind there. So the only thing you want to do is put some liquid glue kind of around the edges of the frame for now. Okay. And then we're going to take our base, and then on the inside you have an insert that we can put that down. Okay. I'm also going to give this a nice crease. And then you have the embossed layer, which again, I'm going to use liquid glue. Okay. And then this will go on top with dimensionals. I like to use a lot, but you don't have to. And I'm going to get a new pack here. Oh, here's another pack. Oh, you know where I think the ribbon is, actually? I know what the problem is. You do have the ribbon. I will show you. And then that gets centered right there. When you look at card number 3, this should have been card number 2. So go into card number 3, and you should find these pieces here. Okay. And out of card number 3, the only thing you want to do right now is grab the ribbon. So card number 3 should have been marked card number 2, because what's happening is you're going to cut the ribbon up in half and use it for card number 2 and for card number 3. So I'm going to put everything over from card number 3, move it all over, and none of these have gems. So I'm going to double check your packets. And now we're going to take this ribbon, came from card number 3. It's not in card number 2. And you're going to take it and cut in half lengthwise. Okay. And then you'll put half of it back into the packet or just into the card envelope for card number 3. And then the other one will be for this card number 2 that we're making right now. Okay. So that's going back into card number 3, so don't lose it, as well as the envelope piece for the envelope. You don't need that anymore. And then, like I said, you can, if you'd like, you can flat iron that very gently. And this is longer than what you need, but better to have it longer than shorter, right? And that will go here when we're ready. That's where it will go. So the next part will be oh, look at that. I gave you a really long piece for the inside, which is going to go in the inside. I should look at the insides before I do anything, right? All right, we'll do that later. And we'll do the envelope later. And then the twine goes there. And the flowers. And we're going to heat emboss. So I'm going to take the the word, I'm going to take something. On this one, I did friend. Here, I'm going to do something else that's kind of long. Actually, this one's, I think, short enough for me to do. From Darling Details, I think I'm going to grab Happy Birthday or just a note. But I think I like Happy Birthday for this if it fits well. And it does. It fits there. So from Darling Details, I'm using Happy Birthday for this one. Okay. And we're going to do some Versa marking here. And I don't want to go too far over to the right because I want to flag that as well. So let me get my, what is this called again? I don't know. Embossing Buddy. Embossing Buddy, Versamark. It's got there. Oh, I didn't do it well enough. I'm going to flip it over. Let's use that again. I did not press hard enough. And I'm actually going to wipe that up. Okay. Try to press a little bit harder. Oh, that did not work either. I wonder what's wrong with what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get that. Yeah. Yep, that's going to have to do. And I can move it. I can change it later if I have to. And now I'm just going to dip it in my white embossing powder. Yeah, this came out a little bit messy for some reason. That's okay. I'll just do it and then I won't put things down tightly. How about that? And now we'll emboss. So I'm going to mute you for a second. Now you're unmuted, and I'm going to flag the end. And I'm also going to trim it down a little bit. I want it to be a little bit thinner. Doesn't need to be as thick as it is, even though I am going to replace this particular. I will be replacing that. Okay. So this will go here like that. And I can cut off some of this. So let's do the inside first, because I'm not sure if I'm going to lay everything down on the front, being that I made a mistake. So this needs to be 4 inches. So I will put that down with adhesive, since now it's in front of me. Don't put adhesive on when you're on top of your card. Okay. So this will go here like this. Like that. And then I'll take, what did I put on the front? Happy birthday. Let's see what they say here. Happy birthday. And then how about this one from Charming Sentiments, wishing you everything wonderful for the inside. Since I changed it up a little bit. Okay. Okay, like that. Now, I am not going to cut the flower, but the smaller flower that I have in here is what I would put there. And it's not a perfect flower, what I have here. So, and that's fine. Actually, let's cut it. This one that is perfect is going to go on the front. This one that is not is going to go on here. And everyone's flowers will be different than mine. I don't want all the leaves either. So I'm just going to get that in here, right in there. Okay. Going to lift that a little bit. I will lift that a little bit. Actually, I'm going to cut off this leaf too. I don't need that down there. And that works out perfectly. There you go. That's the inside. And then this, since I am not going to lay everything down because I want to change this, everything sits on top. So put this down with your dimensionals. Okay, so this gets laid down with your dimensionals. Then you're going to add your flowers, your die cuts, or rather put your die cuts where you want them. You can cut down the stems as well because this is just going to cover it anyway. So put those down first, then, and use liquid glue behind the flowers. Then put dimensionals on top of, behind the sentiment. And then you want to lay this down and then lay your twine down. And then you'll lay your flower down. Let's cut this anyway. We can fast forward. I just want to be able for you to see how you can see it in the photo or the actual card right next to me. But this is a quick cut. Okay, very quick cut. And like I said, everyone's flowers are different. Okay, and then that will go like that. Okay, so there is card number 2, and I will give you the gems. And then we have the envelope. Might as well do that too. Move that over. Just about layering, right? And then cut the envelope. Okay, so there's card number 2. And now we'll move on to card number 3. And I'm going to turn on additional lights. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of a couple of things here. Okay. So for this, we have the envelope piece for the envelope. Might as well just get that done. Oh, the light's much better. Not great, but better. Go like this. And then match it up to push it down to the outside. I love preparing these kits for you all. It's a lot of fun. It's my favorite part. Designing's hard for me, but I do take a lot of inspiration from Pinterest and other designers, and I change things up with either paper or a slight change in a design. So it's my own, but mostly with paper. I change the paper and keep the layout. So let's check the inside of this card first to see what it looks like. All right, so we layered 2 pieces to the inside of the card. So these 2 pieces right here are what's going to get layered on the inside of the card. So let's move everything else out of the way. And we will layer those 2 pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to do a thin strip of liquid glue right here so that I can attach it to the striped piece. And then we can put that down there. Okay. And it may be, the stripe piece may be slightly smaller. That's okay. If you want it to be exact, and I brought it up a little bit from the bottom. You have a little white showing at the bottom. And now that piece, I'm not going to cut that right now, but you have the flower to cut. And then I'm going to trim this slightly. And then we'll put that on the inside of the card. Give that a good burnish. Now you have 1 full piece that's going to get cut down to, it's 3 inches. It is 3 inches, and you're going to cut it down to 3 1-inch pieces. Okay. 3 1-inch pieces. And you want to make sure that they stay, sorry, there's glue on here. So when you're putting them on the card, they match up. The flowers match up, right? Two and 3. Okay. And honestly, you know what I did was, to be honest, what I'm realizing now is that wrong. See, now I messed up my flowers. I messed the whole thing up. Where did that go? Oh, that goes there. Okay. That goes there. And this goes here. Okay, so that goes like that. So what I did was, before you do that, I adhered it just to give it a little bit more security. I adhered the whole piece to this white piece, and then I cut it. It just gives it a little bit more. It's not so flimsy, but being that I've already done the cuts, I'm going to move on with it. Now you're going to take, so these are lined up properly. So that's what you want to do. You want to take that floral print, adhere it to this solid white piece, and then cut your 3-inch strips, okay? Just is going to give you a more firm piece of paper. Okay. Sometimes when you don't do, when you did the, I did these a long time ago, and I had a Facebook video of it, and I decided that you guys needed clean videos because, and I'm just going to do 3 down the middle. You might want to do a little bit more, but for purposes of time, I am just doing 3 down the middle. And so, and I'll secure it again later. But for you guys, I didn't want to give you a Facebook Live video because there was too much jibber jabber. And it was a while ago. So, okay. So I'm going to start from my right side. So it's about a 1/4 inch up from the bottom and a 1/4 inch in from the right. And then you're going to probably leave 1/8 of an inch in between each, like that, and like that. Okay, so there you have that. Now we'll take this piece and adhere that with just either liquid glue or adhesive, nice and flat. Okay, about there. That's about where I have it. And then we're going to add ribbon. And I'm going to add it there with, and this is just too long. Doesn't need to be that long. Just a glue dot. Oops, I didn't grab it. And then we'll take the twine. And again, no gems in this one. So I'm either had run out or just forgot the gems for my run out and decided this was going to be my video pack, or I forgot your gems. And then we'll do that with glue dot as well. White twine. Oops, I can grab that. That is not coming off. Add that to the top. Now that center is going to serve as a dimensional when we put the tag down. So on here, I did Feel Better Soon, and I kind of like that. But I have another, that came from the Magnolia, not Magnolia, the Feel Better Soon, Real Soon came from this set, Cottage Rose. But I also have, well, you know what? Let's stick with the Cottage Rose because it looks pretty. Feel Better Soon. And now on here, I did do a little splattering. So I'm going to get my white paper somewhere. I had it a minute ago and now I don't know where it is. But I'm going to splatter just a little. So if you have a petal pink marker or stamp blend, you can add a little bit of splatter. And now I'm going to add some dimensionals on top and bottom. As I said, that this center is serving as a dimensional, so you're going to see where that sits and just put a dimensional on the top and the bottom of it and lay that right on top. So then you have your flower. Now I added gems here and a gem there. And then you will add your flower for the inside and for the outside. I'm not going to cut them now, but there you have your flowers. Okay, so that's card number 3 with the envelope, and you're all set. There you have it. Let's bring out the originals once more so you can see the whole set. And 3. So you have pretty insides, even though they were not advertised, but you have always got some pretty insides going on as well, most of the time. Depends. If I have the extra paper to add to the inside, I always will. But there you have it. I hope you enjoyed Magnolia Lane Kit number 1. Thank you.